Hey everybody, welcome back to Morsel Media. Today we're reviewing The Mandalorian Episode 3.
And you are?
I'm Mike.
And I'm Matt.
Okay, so let's get the conversation started. Hey! God, I can't get this right. I can't. Oh my God. Hey everybody, welcome back to Morsel Media. Son of a bitch. Hey everybody, welcome back to Morsel Media. Today we're reviewing The Mandalorian Episode 3. I'm Mike.
And I'm Matt.
Thanks for joining us. We're going to start the discussion now. And keep up.
Okay. All right. Got me.
You're hooked! Sorry. Hey everyone. What? Hey everybody. Welcome back to Morsel Media. Today we're reviewing The Mandalorian Episode 3. I'm Mike.
And I'm Matt.
So which did the episode?
Another good episode.
Yep.
Yep. It's funny. As soon as you ask me that question, my brain goes blank.
Yep, exactly. It does. Exactly. It does. Because of the ending. That's why. Because the ending was like, it was just one thing after another after another.
Right.
We start out watching The Mandalorian on a ship.
Right.
The ship starts flying through space. Then we see the cockpit, and Baby Yoda's in the cockpit with the Mandalorian and his little egg carrier thing. It cuts back and forth between Mando and Yoda a little bit, and Baby Yoda then eventually, so you get back shot of him crawling out of the egg. And the next shot is the Mandalorian face, driving the ship, and you just kind of see Baby Yoda's hand reach up and grab this thing and unscrew it, and then like pull it down again and start putting it in his mouth. And he's like, no, and he puts him back in. He puts him back in his, in his stroller, I guess you will, futuristic stroller.
It's a stroller.
Yeah.
It's funny because like the little ball he took reminded me of like aftermarket stick shift, little like chrome kits that you would put on. So like he's obviously fascinated with it. Like it's the coolest thing he's ever seen in his life. Like,
There's a little tiny still that I'm going to show right now of the intense look that Baby Yoda gives this little metal ball.
Saucer eyes.
His eyes are this big and his face is like, I've never seen something so beautiful in my life.
Right?
I need it right now.
Yeah.
Again, I really like the practical effects. We mentioned it last episode. I'm going to mention it this episode.
Yeah.
Love the practical effects on Baby Yoda. Love them.
Yeah.
CGI, if they do it, I can't tell when they're doing it because I noticed the practical effects more, and I really, really appreciate them that much more. Right after he's pulling, he pulls the ball off or whatever, and Mando puts him away, we get a call from Grief Karga, Carl Weathers. And Grief Karga's like, the client wants you to deliver the package to him directly.
Yeah, deliver the package directly to the client.
He's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know if he wants to put it in his wall or if he wants to eat it, but he's very, very keen on getting the package. So, great. That's wonderful. We have Mando landing. We have a small scene of them walking from the landing pad into the town.
That is cool.
And Baby Yoda's ears are kind of flapping in the wind. I'm really appreciative of the fact that they're still doing practical effects to this day.
Absolutely.
I have a fond place in my heart for those type of things.
Yeah, and that's really what Star Wars was there's special effects because you needed special effects in some senses, but as much as possible, the original trilogy was all practical.
So, Mando makes his way over to the Imperial, I guess not like outpost, but the Imperial district, I guess you'd say, of this town. Knocks on the door again, and the iDroid comes out, and he holds up his chit again.
It is a chit.
Yep, yes it is, it's a chit. And holds it up one more time, chit, and... So then the door opens and he goes in with the Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda, it's like a little moment there where Baby Yoda looks at him and he's like, "Are you kidding me?"
Well, seriously, like when the stormtroopers come to the door, and Baby Yoda's like he gives Mando a look.
Yeah,
like there's obviously like
you can see the brow furrow and the lip goes up in a sneer and the brow furrows down. Like, no, I don't want to.
It's also like he's realizing Mando was never his friend.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's like this is wrong.
Ish, yeah. So we see them walking through the hall, and one of the stormtroopers reaches behind him and goes to grab the thing and pulls it, behind him. And Mendo's like, he's like, easy there. And the stormtrooper says, "You take it easy."
Yeah.
real like nasty like. And I like that they still have the same voice as like the original trilogy.
Yeah, me too.
So they go into the office of Werner Herzog again, and the client, and the doctor's there again. Mm-hmm. And the doctor goes over to Yoda and scans him.
It looks like he's just using like a grocery store like meat thermometer.
It's got like the crosshatch on Baby Yoda's face. So the doctor takes Baby Yoda back into the back bowels of the Imperial outpost, part. And Baby Yoda's looking at the Mando while it happens, and his ears are down, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he cries. Yeah, he says he cries, and in the subtitles. And so then Mando, actually looks at Werner Herzog and is like, "What are you going to do with it?"
Well, once Baby Yoda's out of the scene, Werner Herzog gives him the reward, or the bounty, and
a Camtono of Beskar. So now we know what a Camtono is, which is actually like a 1970s like ice cream maker that they had as a prop in The Empire Strikes Back when they're evacuating Bespin. So now that question is answered.
So Mando takes some of the Beskar out, like checks it, I guess, puts it back in, and they close up the ice cream maker, and he basically takes control of that Beskar.
Yeah.
Then he asks,
"What are you going to do with it?"
And Werner Herzog is like, "Wow, it's really uncharacteristic of someone of your reputation would ask this question."
Yeah, and isn't it against the code or whatever, the bounty hunting code?
Right.
So he pretty much tells the Mando to STFU and to GTFO. That's pretty much what he's saying. So Mando does. He goes back to the Enclave, and he's walking through the longhouse portion, as it were, that you mentioned last time, and he sees this guy right here, the heavy infantry Mandalorian, who gives him a nod, and he makes his way to the Armorer again. Now, in the Armorer, he puts down this Camtono of Beskar, and she starts going through it. Now, Heavy Mando walks in and picks up some, Beskar and like throws it down, and it's like, you sat with Imperials to get this. Why are you working with Imperials? Like you're a coward for doing so.
Heavy Mando wasn't happy.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And also, I'm pretty sure that was voiced by Jon Favreau. And in the credits, it said his name was Paz Vizsla, which is a big important Mandalorian from Star Wars Rebels and whatnot, in the Clone Wars. So we know that he's probably got some lineage to him. So hopefully we see more of this character. Before that happens, he does get pissed off at Mando, and he tries to take off his helmet, to which they have a vibroblade fight. And the Armorer is like, anybody who walks the path of the Mandalore is not a coward. To which the fight stops. And then they all, and she says something else that's really wise. And everybody responds, "This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way." And that's what they do. So, it's like, so we got it. We got it.
That bad fastball to show up.
Right? And it's like, okay, well, this week's meme is "This is the way."
Yeah.
So she ends up making him a full suit of armor and whispering birds. So the whispering birds were cool. We see that later in the episode a little bit. Mando gets a brand new fancy schmancy armor all over the place except for his upper right hand thigh, and goes to the bar where Grief Karga is. Goes to the Bounty Hunter Guild and asks Grief Karga for more Carl Weathers for more work. Grief Karga ends up putting a couple pucks out, and he's like, "There you go. It is what it is. Like, this is what is available." So Mando picks like some Mon Calamari like royal, and he goes back to his ship to go. He's at his ship, and he goes to reach forward to start his ship, and the little ball is missing from the the lever he'd used, and it's sitting right there. And you see him, and he just kind of hovers over it, and then he puts his hand down, and he decides to go back.
Yeah, it was really kind of, you're waiting for that little tear to roll, the single tear to roll down the chrome faceplate, but but I mean seriously, it does seem like he's upset. He feels like he made the wrong decision.
He even mentions it in the armory scene a moment earlier. She says, "How did you
escape the Mudhorn?"
Yeah, the Mudhorn. And he says, "An enemy helped me." And she was like, "Why would an enemy help you?" And he's like, "It didn't know that I was his enemy."
Right. Yeah, and because they wanted to give him the Mudhorn as a sigil. Yeah. So he's still sigilless. So
at this point, after the Mandalorian has decided to change his mind and go back to I guess, rescue Baby Yoda. He comes to the Imperial outpost with his scope, and he starts scoping it out. And the scope has infrared, so he's able infrared and I guess through walls hearing.
Sound amplification.
Yeah, sound amplification. So he's able to hear and see the conversation that Werner Herzog has with the Doctor, which is, "I can no longer guarantee your safety, Doctor. Please finish your work and leave." Mandalorian's like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And he goes into ground level because he was on the second floor of someplace, like overlooking. And he goes into ground level, and like as he's walking past a dumpster, he looks to his left, and there's the Baby Yoda egg, like sitting there in a dumpster, like wide open. And he's like, "Oh man." So he goes over to the front door and he bangs on the front door.
So he bangs on the door and the iDroid pops out and wobbles, and he like destroys it real quick, like just rips it out off the wall. Then he like jumps out of frame or like jumps into a little dark.
Yeah, he goes and hides, and then these two stormtroopers walk out.
Yeah.
And they start looking around a bit, and they walk in the opposite direction. And at that point, he goes over to the wall, and a different wall, and he puts a little mine on it, and he walks away, and the mine explodes. And then he
takes out a hole in the wall.
Yeah, and then he runs in and he hides against some like storage bins or whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty dark in the room.
Yeah.
So he ducks behind a few things. The stormtroopers come in.
And then he kills those two stormtroopers.
Yeah, it's like super silent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then continues on deeper into the outpost, I guess. He does come after killing a few more stormtroopers. He comes across the Doctor. And the Doctor's like, no, don't kill him, which, speaking of Baby Yoda, and, the Mando's like, what'd you do to him? And, the Doctor's like, if it wasn't for me, he'd still be dead. He'd still be alive. Oh my God. If it wasn't for me, he'd be dead. He wouldn't be alive. And the Mando spares the Doctor. Like, he shoots the stormtrooper that's in there, but he does spare the Doctor.
Yeah.
And so he ends up taking Baby Yoda. He takes them all wrapped up. And he starts running through the place. He kills two stormtroopers in a small, storage area, and grabs Baby Yoda and runs forward. Then he gets surrounded by four more, and at this point we see the whispering birds. He's like, "Hold on, what I'm holding is very valuable. Let me just hold on." So he puts it down, and as he's putting Baby Yoda down, he taps his wrist, and these little mini missiles come out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Little mini missiles come out and take out the four stormtroopers.
There were homing missiles too.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like meow. It was just like boom.
That was really
all
cool.
over the place.
It was cool. Cool effect. So he takes those out.
It was interesting. I really liked the fact they used that weapon because this toy right here is from 1970s, and this is the whispering birds thing that was in the movie right there. So we haven't known what the heck this thing does for 40-something years,
right? And
now we finally got our answer. You know what I mean? It was very, very cool that we finally got that answer. I was really appreciative of it. There we go.
Yeah.
So the Mandalorian whispering birds, four dudes, and they all die. And then he continues on his way, and he's walking down the street. He makes his way outside of the Imperial outpost. And he's walking down the street, and we have a quick cut to the bar that Greef Karga is in. And all these bartenders at the bar. And all of their fobs start
Everybody's
beeping.
fob starts beeping.
Everybody's fob. And at one point, you can even see the Mando's literally walking down the street, and some guy just takes his gun out and just points it right at his head. And just keeps it pointed at him as he's walking down the street. And this is early on in the first beep, beep, beep. It's not, they're not effing around. They're quick about it. So Greef Karga ends up, kind of surrounding the Mandalorian with all the bounty hunters, and he's like, "Mando, let's discuss terms on you trying to take the bounty." Yeah, what'd you think of the firefight?
I mean, it's pretty cool. It gets a little gritty, quick. It gets a lot gritty, quick. Bellow down. I thought the firefight was really cool. You get a good sense of how capable Mando is. He knows that everybody's concerned about this, the Baby Yoda, not for the sense that it's a living baby, but the fact that it's a bounty.
Yeah, the bounty.
So he's convinces them to hold off while he puts the baby down. While he's going down to put the baby, spins around and does a quick draw shoot and takes out a brigand.
Yeah, there you go.
And then he jumps into a little
yeah, it's a little mini taxi, a little
it's
a
got a bunch of junk on it.
Yeah,
And
then he threatens the robot, It's like a little R2 unit. He's like drive, and R2 is like no, and he's like drive, and then it takes off. Yeah. At this point, he's getting shot at from every direction.
He's taking out some people that are up on the roofs. He pulls out his holiday special. He loads up and disintegrates a few.
After Carl Weathers shoots the droid, Carl Weathers is kind of like, I'm gonna choose my moment. Okay, bang, takes out the droid. Mando crashes, and then, like you said, takes out the disintegration rifle again. And at this point, he takes two people out. He's pinned down. Yeah, but he's pinned down, like you said.
Super pinned down. Like, he's not going to be able to get out of there.
Yeah.
And so the big event happens in this episode.
Yeah, out of nowhere, we see this rocket come out of nowhere and hit one or two people that are on, like, a corner of a roof. And then a split second later, you're like, well, where'd that come from? Yeah, and then you just see all of the Mandalorians, like, rise up out of the background into the foreground, like, into the air and into the foreground of their jetpacks. Really, really cool. Awesome.
Especially since all the stuff that we found out earlier. Like, they haven't been above ground besides one.
They only come out one at a time, so the fact that they're revealing themselves is a big deal.
Yeah.
Heavy Mandalorian, at one point, comes down and lands right next to our Mandalorian.
This is the way.
This is the way, like, protecting him, like, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Mando says you'll have to move the what were they called? Convert? So he tells me, Mandalorian looks at him, he's like, you're going to have to move the group, and he's like, this is the way.
Yeah.
This is the way. So, all right, this is the way. Let's do this. Let's see what happens. Earlier in the episode, when Mando gets paid, and he's talking to Carl Weathers is like, I got paid too, and had some Beskar right here. And he puts it back in. And that comes into play at this point, because now Mando is like, rock out, guys. Appreciate, you guys saving my ass.
Thanks for the save.
Let's go run with Baby Yoda to the ship. And he walks into the ship, and right as he gets in, he turns around, and there's Carl Weathers like, Mando, no, give me the baby. Mm-hmm. And, Mandalorian is like, he's holding the baby like this, but, so he can't, get fast enough. But he looks over, and there's the carbonite chamber, and so he uses his wrist harpoon.
Pulls it down, this, thick mist comes out.
Yeah.
Carl Weathers isn't able to get a shot off. Or an
accurate shot.
Yeah, an accurate shot.
At which point, the Mandalorian shoots him very accurately, directly into where the Beskar from earlier in the episode is located.
Saved by the power of plot.
Yeah, right? Obviously. I know, plot armor. The plot armor is heavy with this one, right?
Yes.
But same with Mandalore, too, or Mandalorian. At that point, he kicks him off the ship, gets on, takes off. We have a quick cut of the Mandalorians kind of shooting, kind of gunslinging themselves, hopping all over the place, gunslinging, and then we cut back to the Mandalorian, our Mandalorian, and he's in his ship, and Baby Yoda's there, and we have Heavy Mandalorian flying up almost like Iron Man.
It was very
right. It was very Iron Man. Gives him a salute, and then goes just like Iron Man would. It was. And if it's Jon Favreau, that makes sense because he directed them all, and pretty much the father of the MCU as we know it.
Yeah.
And
might even be the grandfather at this point.
Yeah, right. So then they get into space, and we have a scene where Baby Yoda's top of his head's right there.
Yeah.
And he kind of reaches up a little bit, and Mando takes the metal ball from earlier and gives it to him. And he takes it and reaches down, and then you just see his head go down.
Yep.
And you're like, Baby Yoda's happy.
Baby Yoda was definitely happy. Yeah,
Happy Baby Baby Yoda makes me happy too.
Yeah, it was good. I like the way they wrapped that up at the end. It's just they've obviously they're just reiterating that there's a connection made.
Yeah.
And that the Mandalorian actually cares about Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda's not upset. He's not mad at the Mandalorian for what happened.
So, out of 10, what do you think of this episode?
It's really done really well. So I would give this a 9. It's very, very well structured. Mm-hmm. Again, the cinematography is awesome. CGI is awesome. Practical effects are great. The interactions between the characters are growing. They're establishing different nuances inside these cultures. There's just a lot of little layers that they're layering on, and they're not beating your head over with exposition.
I'm going to go with an 8.5. Ooh, I don't think this episode... 0.5, right? No, but 8.5, seriously. Because there's a few things that I just wish were different in the episode. A little bit more exposition.
Yeah.
Is what I would have liked. A little bit longer, with all the Mandalorians present fighting.
Yeah.
That's just my own personal picks. Nitpicks. I thought that everything was well acted.
And 9 means that I will watch this episode again.
So yeah, all in all, great episode.
Another great episode.
And can't wait to see more. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate you guys watching. Remember to like and subscribe down below. And if you like our content, and tune in next time on episode 4. So appreciate you tuning in. See you guys later. I'm Mike.
I'm Matt.
And we're Morsel Media. Peace out.